All right, another successful mission.
You just look strangely uncomfortable. Can you ask the raptor for motivation, please? Okay.
She's very photogenic.
Nothing can stop us now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's Chip and Dale. How are you guys doing? Hello, Grogu.
Don't he be shy. If you want to go over.
Universal Orlando Resort. Earl the Squirrel needs his own Christmas tree over here.
To this happy place, welcome and good morning, everyone. We're so glad you're here at the Magic Kingdom, where a day filled with daring adventures and dreams come true is waiting for each and every one of you. And now, let the magic begin.
Okay, good morning everyone. I was not expecting that. We did see people out on stage checking the stage show. I did consider the fact that Mickey and Minnie may have not been able to go on stage, so they just fireworks instantly. How's everyone doing tomorrow? How's everyone doing this morning? Yeah, usually they have a full introduction before doing the fireworks. Let's just cut that all out.
Good morning, crew. Hey, everybody.
I'm decently zoomed in. Let me. There we go.
Hi, everybody. Happy Metal Monday.
So, if you were just joining in, my name's Chris. This is my son Owen. He's going for a growth spurt.
That is not how this works. So we're rope dropping a little bit of Adventureland this morning. Let's see what the wait for what Jungle Cruise.
Yeah,
let's see what the wait looks like.
And that's probably going to be the go-to for everyone. So let's look at the line first and then make a decision off that.
All right.
See a lot of regular watchers in here, regular friends. Good morning, Travis. Good morning, Greg, Lisa, Pinocchio.
You want to ride on that? Yeah.
Good morning, Lone Wolf. Yeah, we are road trucking today.
Let's see what the wait for Jungle Cruise looks like. Looks like we're back to the traditional Jungle Cruise. We're out of Jingle Cruise.
We have not done this in a while. It does seem like a lot of people have gone through, but it shouldn't. We will be waiting, but it should be 10 to 15 max.
Yeah. It'll be a much shorter wait than we would have later in the day.
Yeah. I say we just go through. First day off from sales and it feels like freedom. Well, glad you're spending your first day off with us today.
And you slide off the ground.
Oh. There we go.
crew, here we go. Good morning. Yes, we'll go through the queue here, but it looks to be shorter than what we would have later.
Yep. Oh, the line is very short. Yeah, this is good. We're not even wrapping around to the back part.
So welcome to Medal Monday crew. There's a lot of folks here with some running medals.
There were
some
a lot.
pictures this morning.
Yeah.
We had photo pass cast members on the ground laying out medals on ponchos for people.
And there is affecting the rest, like your elbow or your shoulder.
Oh, it is very cold today. It's gonna warm up later in the afternoon, but it's also gonna bring some rain with that warm weather. So it's kind of a trade. Then it's gonna go immediately back to cold again. So
Don't forget, folks, hit that like button this morning. Let's make sure everybody knows that we're live and that we're hitting some attractions first thing this morning. We'll hopefully hit a couple more and take advantage of the early morning and rope drop capacities.
Dad is not here at the moment, and we'll get more into that. I say in a second, maybe after once we get off Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, let's get off Jungle Cruise and then we'll
talk about that.
We'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll dive into that a bit.
You guys are stuck with Owen and I today, and we'll make your visit to the Magic Kingdom for Medal Monday as enjoyable as we can.
Yep. Good morning. So how is everyone doing? What have you guys been doing as of late? So we're using a new loading system where they have two queues.
Okay, I was wondering. I haven't seen them do this
Yeah,
before.
this is new. I've not seen them do this. Usually you go that direction, you wrap back around, that's where you head in. But we're going this way. We have a cast member that was behind us that was asking for a number of parties. So they're sorting out groups before we even get into the stock area. So it's an interesting update to queue. And part of reading, this is exactly why we highly recommend if you're coming here early doing this, because in heavy days you can hit like 3 to 4 good rides in less than an hour, and most of those rides being like Jungle Cruise, really popular rides and more likely to be hour if not close to an hour waits later in the day. So get here early, rope drop, and then just knock out some of those wish list rides while the ride lines are still at a low wait time.
Yeah, Charles noted, hey, Calvin's already here and we didn't say Run Disney 3 times. We said Run Disney a lot over the weekend, so I've got a bank of Run Disney to work off here.
He has to go through his supply. It's like a debt. He has to pay it off.
Quaharini, I do not magically teleport anywhere, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd have been much faster on the race course.
And done.
No, it's a little cooler, a little overcast here this morning. Not as cold as it was this weekend. Our 10K and 5K runners definitely had the worst of it. I would say honors yesterday, and it was a bit of a chilly morning. It put a little bit more in perspective what my family has done when they've come to see me run some of the races over the years, and the temperature that they were dealing with. Oh, there's a VIP crew getting their tour. Actually, I bet that's behind the magic tour.
I think I saw that group earlier as I was walking in outside. VIP group, really cool tour. You get no, I'm trying to think. The behind the scenes.
Yes, behind. Yep.
Behind the scenes for Magic Kingdom tour.
Yep.
Really cool tour. They show you all the behind the scenes. Since they're talking about stuff they just don't want everyone to hear, they actually give you these little earbuds, and the leader of the group will actually speak silently into a microphone, so only you and you alone can hear it. So it's a really cool tour. I have not been on one myself yet. Mom and Dad have been there once. I know, maybe more.
You have to be what, 16 to be able to do that? I think it's 16 years old at least.
I'm not sure.
It's not a tour that's open to our younger guests. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
And Quaharini, you are right. I would not want to teleport a race. Every mile is magic. As much of a struggle as they may sometimes be. All right, crew, we're going to be a little bit more quiet as we get on the boat here. We'll let's focus on our skipper. And, if you ask anything in the chat, we'll be back with you once we get off the cruise this morning. But let's cruise with the crew.
Renee says, yeah, 6.5.
Okay. Andrew, before we get on the boat, this is the half marathon medal, Andrew, so you were asking. This is the half marathon. So Chris and I had the opportunity to complete the half marathon Saturday morning. We'll tell you guys all about the fun adventure that was. Chris has already posted some stuff in Patreon about it and his challenge, because running a half marathon wasn't enough for him. He had to add some difficulty. So go check out the Patreon if you want to see that post.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. The bosses are in the chat, Owen. We better behave. I'm seeing a post from Ear to Ear Magic. We got to be on our best behavior.
Okay, how... do you think if you could take the skipper, we could, steal the boat? Left, okay.
Watch your head, watch your step, use those handrails, watch your head, watch your
Assuming
step.
all the way. Here, go. It's fine. Yep, switch.
We're good.
Okay, we made that work. It almost looked graceful.
Almost. Okay.
All right, don't cross over, folks. Don't cross over. All right,
shows
everyone,
us
thank you for
reference
making
to you
keep your
and
hands, arms,
Chris
feet, legs inside the boat and
Jason
supervise
Marathon.
your children.
That was the half marathon was a challenge, but we got that.
And we're clear. Here we go. Wave goodbye to people in the dock you'll never see them again. Probably never saw them before, so it really don't matter now, does it? No. Welcome, crew. My name is Chuck, and I'll be your skipper. How to get a reserve with an instructor line tamer. You know what? You're stuck with me for 2.5 weeks on a cruise that can only happen here in the Magic Kingdom. Now we're going to travel across 3 continents and down 4 the greatest rivers in the world. We're going to begin our journey deep in the endangered rainforest of South America on a river they call the Jungle Sea, the Amazon, where everything grows larger than life, including the butterflies. Now their wingspans can go from 12 inches all the way up to a whopping 1 foot. That's pretty impressive. But I'll tell you what, that does make them the rulers of the jungle. So you'll just learn something new. That's crazy, isn't it? Now much of the water here in the Amazon is supplied by waterfalls such as Inspiration Falls. Now we call this Inspiration Falls because it usually inspires sensible folks to go deeper our skippers to make sure you've got the supplies you need for a trip into the jungle. They do a fairly good job, as long as you need a boat or fish, but I don't see anybody. Canoe? Oh. Something must have scared them off. Yeah, it's a snake. I don't like snakes. Oh, that's a giant python. It's going to be 24 feet in length, and if he likes you, he'll get a crush on you. But we're going to stop at my camp and pick up a few things. No, we're not. Well, see what happens when you leave your door unlocked in the jungle. You can't get uninvited house yet. But they didn't do one good thing. That Jeep wouldn't start. It looks like someone got it to turn over. I know. I told you the jokes weren't getting better. I didn't say they couldn't get worse. We are now on the Nile River. The Nile's the longest river in the world at over 4,000 miles. And if you think you're still in the Congo, you are in denial. Now this elephant, I taught him a really neat trick. Let's see if he'll show you the trick. Come on, buddy. Speak. Louder. Good boy. All right, Tiny, let's show him your trick. You can do this. Speak. Louder. Spray water. All right, we're still working on that. Now, as elephants trample through the jungle, they create paths for other animals to follow, such as here on the belt. And we got all sorts of animals here. We have stripy horses. We have horses with horns. We got really tall horses. But the great things, they're new. Now, the lions are real happy. They have their favorite meal, stripy horse on the rocks. They told me they're not hurting it. They're just watching it while it sleeps. They're lying. The guy on the bottom there, that is Skipper Felix. Now, Felix and I had a disagreement. I told him that a rhino could outrun a safari on foot. He told me I didn't know what I was talking about. You know what? I think he's going to get the point. Bottoms up there, Felix. Maybe next time you'll listen, kid. I don't know. Now, danger lurks around every bend here in crocodile country. And if you don't believe me, you can ask old Smiley. You know, he has been here for 100 years, just looking for a handout. But you don't need to worry about him. It's that one next to him, that is Ginger. She snaps. She is a tough cookie. Ahead of us, that is Schweitzer Falls, named after the famous explorer Dr. Albert Falls, founder of the Jungle Navigation Company. Probably not important, but we will go over that later. And for right now, you folks back in the corner there might want to lean in a little bit if you could get wet. Lean in or get wet. I wouldn't want that water on me. I know where that stuff is. Now, sometimes I do get asked how I landed my job here in the jungle, but it is plain to see. I just kind of dropped in one day. I took a crash course. Now I've been winging it ever since I have. Don't worry, it hit the tail end of those. We got hippos, and they are blowing bubbles and wiggling their ears. Do you realize they do that in order to stay warm? They do not want to catch hypothermia. It is a real danger for them. Stop begging. We've talked about you too. Look, I'm not mad, but I'm just disappointed. That's what I thought. Now here in the jungle cruise, we don't monkey around, but I tell you, those chips are going ape over that boat. And the guy up front found a microphone, so let's go ahead and listen. That's pretty good. Oh, and I'm sorry, kids. Do not repeat what that chimpanzee said. You'll be in a lot of trouble. Wow. You know what? Nothing bugs these two. But I'm going to tell you, those butterflies aren't what they used to be either. Caterpillars. All right, crew. I have a special treat coming up. A once-in-a-lifetime event. In fact, this is the 8th wonder of the world. Get your cameras ready for the backside of water.
Oh, shoot, hey!
Now, don't try that at home. You will hit your head on the faucet. Don't ask me how I know that, okay? We are now in the Mekong River deep in the heart of Southeast Asia. I don't recognize this entrance. Okay, this could lead to treasure. It could lead to a dead end. Might lead to a gift shop. What do you think? Should we go for it?
Yeah!
All right, so this is probably a great time to let you know I am not a captain. Captains will go down with the ship. That's not going to happen. I'm a skipper, and that means I'm skipping out the first sign of danger. You see me leaving, you might want to follow me.
Cruise to start our day.
Let's head to Pirates X.
Yeah, so let's head toward Pirates, but let's pull to the side and let's talk about the elephant that's not in the room.
He's still watching us, you know.
No, he's not.
Nah, yeah, you're fine.
So, Owen, you want to talk a little bit about your dad and why he's not here this morning?
Yeah, so actually, I believe this was near the marathon. We got this information.
Yep.
During the marathon, we got information that a member of our extended family had just passed away.
Yep.
And they immediately after the race was completed, they made plans to get everything together, and Dad, Mom, and Liberty went up north to go visit the other relatives and like make arrangements.
Yep.
Yeah. Me and Caleb stayed here, and the reason we're streaming right now is that he decided to say why not and try it out. This is not even our usual device. Dad's phone isn't here.
Yep.
Or we're literally improving everything. This is my phone, using Prism with a few downloaded images. I'm using a backup gimbal. We don't even have our usual tripod. We don't have our usual battery, so we're gonna see. I'm probably zooming in way too much. I'm not used to like showing my face to this. I don't even have my usual battery, so we'll see how good that goes.
Right. We'll talk a little bit about it. Let's head on toward Pirates. But yeah, so
that's the reason.
That's the reason Chris isn't here with us this morning. But we're going to troop her on. We're going to have a good Metal Monday as best we can here, and focus on the goodness that came out of this weekend with everybody's accomplishments. Yeah. So we respect everybody kind of looking after the Edwards family and interested in making sure they're taken care of, but they need a little bit of privacy, a little bit of time to deal with the loss from this weekend. So Chris will send out some updates and everything on streams later this week, but we wanted to make sure we at least got the Metal Monday and going on. So earlier somebody had asked, hey, let's get another shot of that medal. So here's the half marathon medal. This is always for January, the mascots are Donald and Daisy. For a long time, it was just Donald. And then they started adding Daisy and Minnie to some of the races as far as kind of the sponsors, if you will, or the mascots, if you will, back a few years ago. So we had Donald and Daisy on the course with us and cheering for us Saturday morning, and it was a good run. We obviously had a little bit of a cloud over it, but Chris and I made it through, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that story as we go on through the morning. But let's head toward Pirates. Let's get another ride under our belt here while we got the rope drop going on.
Hey, could you check the weather, because I'm feeling drops and
I'm seeing some drops, but I think we're okay. Let's see here.
I didn't know how bad with security was going to be, so I didn't remember. And no, I didn't. I actually ended up regretting it because security was really good.
We're okay. There's nothing big.
Okay, security was really good today.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be way worse considering the last few weeks, but I basically walked through. There was no way to go for the scanner, so.
Yep. So we'll.
We're still showing 5.
Yeah. Let's go see some Pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates.
How is everyone doing this morning?
I am still waiting one of these years to find that the springtime surprise races are all themed after different attractions. When they first brought on springtime surprise, they kind of said, hey, it's going to be bringing back races of the past. So the first couple of years, they ran back, for example, we actually ran over at Animal Kingdom one year for the 5K for springtime surprise. And that was part of a race series they used to run at Animal Kingdom. It was called the Everest Challenge. Mm-hmm. So we actually did the 5K at Animal Kingdom. I think that was the first year they brought back Springtime Surprise. But since then, they've kind of expanded it because there's never been, for example, this year, Hercules is, I believe, the 10K. I know Groot is the 5K, and there's never been a Groot race. So they're not limiting themselves anymore to just races that they've done previously.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping maybe one of these years we might get some races themed after attractions. They did that for a summer series one year, where the medals were Haunted Mansion, Space Mountain, teacups.
I would take a walk on.
I like walk-ons.
Walk-ons are nice.
If the Braves are playing, I like walk-offs.
Hey, two, can we hold for back?
Yeah, row 6, please, row 6.
Thank you.
hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat.
Okay, once we get in, we're going to be quiet for the rest of the ride. If you have anything directed to us, please hold until after we get off the ride. We're going to be quiet. We're going to be turning our screens down so everyone else can enjoy the ride. Also keep in mind that this loading area, the first part of the ride, does have a bit of a signal drop. So I'll be sure to fix that once we get to a better spot.
Hang in there, crew. We'll be with you if we drop you.
No.
Unless we drop you in the water, in which case, it's going to be a minute. Don't drop you in the water.
Ahoy there, crew.
Thank you.
For your safety, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs in.
There we go, there's some transmission.
Con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del mar y apoyo las niñas.
We'll be all right. Here we go.
Keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And watch your children. And no flash pictures.
That soft shell crab. I know your dad likes that.
Yeah.
For being worthy of Davy Jones.
It's Captain Jack Sparrow we're after, and a fortune in gold. Run up your white flag, you scurvy scum.
Don't be cheeky.
I got some of that. Do you get most of it?
I am no chicken. I will not talk.
Pipe the lubber aloft, matey. Where be Captain Jack Sparrow and the treasure, you bilge rat? blubber? Strike your feathers, dearie. Show 'em your... Keep still. No, it's the treasure map for sure, and no mistake. And by thunder, that scoundrel Captain Jack Sparrow will never lay eyes on it, nor this here king either.
Have a little old-time run with old Finn, eh? Come on now, be a nice little pussycat.
I raise a toast to all of my many shipmates lost at sea. Salute. Drink up, be on Joe. Rascals and scoundrels.
Oh, you're a treasure and watch your step into a band ship.
The fates have spoken and guided you well.
All right, crew.
Till we meet
Okay,
again.
wait, hold on. There we go. Okay.
On their way now. Until the world who sits
We're rolling.
with Blackbeard.
So what do you say, Haunted Mansion? Get one more ride in during the early hours here?
Yep. Before we head over there, before I go over there, let me see if I can stop for a second and plug in our battery. That's weird. Okay.
I'm gonna check the right time.
Huh. Okay, it used to be that this was reversed. That you walk through here and there's a wall where I'm currently standing. That's interesting.
I don't know. Haunted Mansion says it's a 13-minute wait.
That means it's a walk-on.
What?
That's
13 minutes. How's 13 minutes a walk-on?
that's its lowest wait time. It's the same for Tower of Terror.
13 is not 0.
It's
Is this Disney math?
Yes, it's a weird little Easter egg. Both Haunted Mansion and Tower of Terror, their lowest wait time for both of them is 13.
All right.
So it's good. It's really good.
So anybody that may be watching at home, if any of the classrooms that sometimes watch us, don't follow Disney math, because apparently 13 in some cases, but not in all, can equal 0. All right, crew, we're going to get going here in just a second.
Tie my shoe as well so I don't okay. Oops, snap. I did not realize we were pulling. Did it turn off? Yes, it did. So how long was it tilted for?
Just a second.
Okay.
It just started.
Is it not turning?
Are we doing this again? There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Are we repeating the 5K?
Please no.
Your dad is gonna fire me.
Okay, let's get moving. Yeah, let's turn this around. What time is it?
We are at 9:36.
9:36.
So we've
Okay,
already
so
got two rides under our belt in 36 minutes, and we're heading over for a third. It's a good day. When does the crane ride open?
the crane ride?
Yes.
Yeah, ride the crane.
Assuming that pulls you to the top and you just bungee jump down.
We noticed this a couple of weeks ago, but along with closing off Big Bear Mountain, they've added a giant crane to the back of this area. It is so big you can even see it from the monorail if you're coming in from the resort side.
It is stanch.
It's big. Big crane.
Tiana's not even running this morning. We got that whole section
So I think
it was interesting coming in on the monorail this morning. I was on the resort line, and so that's coming around the Grand Floridian side. So I was looking back toward like the area where the Wilderness Lodge is.
Yep.
And you could see a bunch of cranes over there as well, where they're working on that newly announced resort that they're building in between the Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness. So there's a lot of crane activity happening in the Magic Kingdom area right now, and there's going to be a lot more happening around the property.
Yep.
All right, crew, so let's head over to Haunted Mansion. Apparently it's a walk on, even though it says it's 13 minutes. And we'll keep on going with our day. We'll,
I mean, it is the lowest wait time. There's no... There's not going to be a wait time that isn't a multiple of 5. There's a reasoning behind that.
Yep. So, John's asking if we're going to ride Tiana's. It looks like Tiana's is down right now.
Yeah.
I have an option to do Tiana's if you're willing to get wet and willing to deal with it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, this is... wait, hold on. We can... Wait a second. Let me check something. We are charging. Okay, good. I am doing this with my own device for the first time, and I don't even remember for the life of me if or when like signal drops during that ride, so I'm not sure if we'll do that today, but
I got you.
Yeah.
We got the stream on my device. We're streaming within a stream. So Andrea asked what corral Chris and I started in. We started in G, as in G. I didn't realize it went back this far. We were the last corral to start, but Chris and I were the first group to start out of that corral. And we'll share a little bit more during story time with Calvin later. It's kind of like Mr. Rogers.
Story time with Calvin.
Yep, I'll go in the closet, I'll pull out the sweater. You know, we'll sit down, we'll put on our shoes, and we'll tell a story of 13.1 miles and all the adventures that Chris and I had Saturday morning. But it was a good race. It was a little bit damper than we thought it was going to be at the start, but we got through there.
Dude, we were hanging out like the day before. And like at one point, like I'm not sure what, because like you were like asking about the weather, or you asked me to check the weather. I pulled it up, and it was like there's a like a slight rate chance. Don't worry, it's only between 6 and like 8. And then I realized, oh wait, snap, that's when you're going to be running.
Yep. So we had a dry run, but a little bit of a damp wait, I'll say. We got there. There's the behind-the-scenes tour going back the other way. Typically the behind-the-scenes tour will include Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion. I think they'll get on Pirates.
They definitely go to Pirates at one point, because at one point they actually show a back door that cast members use. So that's definitely on the.
Okay. Yep. And then this is the Columbia Harbor House. They'll typically set up a meal for members of the behind-the-scenes tour that they'll have on the second floor.
Yep.
This Columbia Harbor House. You do get to kind of pick your food. They'll typically ask you to make an order before the tour starts. and then you'll find your lunch ready for you when you get to Columbia Harbor House.
Is there like special, like I don't know this because I've never been on one of these tours. Is there like a specialty like food item you can only get there?
No, there is a specialty pin that you can only get by doing the tour.
I know there's
But
pin
not,
and those commissioners.
It's not a food item that I'm aware of. But maybe that's something they should have.
Yeah, like a little like raspberry lemon cake with a VIP icon on top.
Yeah, we'll see the haunted mansion here. Let's have a little variety with our stream this morning.
Yep.
Let's show a few different attractions as much as we can.
Yep.
I know people get tired of seeing the same thing over and over again, so we'll try to give a little variety this morning. I know we got on Jungle Cruise, and we don't always have a chance to do that, so that was a good one this morning. And the fact that we can just walk onto the haunted mansion is a good thing. So looks like we'll queue up here. Once we get inside, folks, we'll do the usual. We'll turn down the brightness on our screens. We'll stop talking as much with the chat. Oh, the bubbles are going full steam this morning.
Please continue moving all the way forward, keeping up the parties in front of you at all times.
Close up the dead space, people.
If you cannot tell if the person from you used deodorant or not, you are not close enough.
There you go. Although that is harder in the winter than it is in the summer. Oh, we've got the rose over the Leota's tomb this morning, or Leota's marker this morning.
They always put one fresh one out.
All right, crew, we're gonna tone it down here.
Coach, all the way to that back wall, please.
Okay.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the haunted mansion. I am your host, your ghost host. Our tour begins here in this gallery. Here where you see paintings of some of our guests as they appeared in their corruptible, mortal state. Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turning back now.
Now everyone please drag your bodies away from the walls and into the dead center of the gallery.
Your cadaverous pallor betrays an aura of foreboding, almost as though you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors. Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way. Oh, I didn't mean to frighten you prematurely. The real chills come later. Now, as they say.
All right, let's go get in a doom buggy.
And we'll continue our little tour. And let's all stay together, please.
I've always wondered what it's whispering. Can't quite pick it up.
I think it's like stay together, stick together, along what they say. Get together. You usually aren't able to hear it because we usually hear this for a while and we leave immediately.
I just thought I wasn't able to hear it because I was getting old.
Guys, so everyone just joining in, that is not here to me, it's just me and Calvin.
Little haunted mansion for us this morning. So this is our third ride since the park opened.
We're still in the 1 hour period, aren't we? What time is it?
We're 9:46, so we're not quite an hour yet.
Yeah. This is why we highly recommend if you're coming here on a busy day and you want to get multiple rides out of the way, road trip. Come here within the first hour. Be here before the park opens. Then once our road drops, hit as many of those big wish list attractions as possible and just get them out of the way. You will thank yourself later.
You don't need Keeney to be able to do this. You're in here first thing. We did not take advantage of any of the resort extra magic hours this morning. We were just here like anybody else, and walked into Adventureland as soon as it opened.
Once again, once we get on the ride, I'm going to shut up. Just focus on the stream itself. The line will be down, so if you have anything directed to me specifically, hold it until we get off the ride. And yes, we do have a few spots in here where the stream may drop. So if the screen pauses or something happens, just stay calm. We'll be back in a second.
But I think she was just interested.
This morning, the spirits will materialize only if you remain quietly seated at all times.
My chat will be back with you after the ride. Assuming they survive.
Okay, you say that. I'm throwing you in front of any danger the first time it comes up.
Sensitive.
Proposed and sacrificial lamb.
And marble busts of the greatest ghost writers.
Toads in a pond. Let there be music from regions beyond. Wizards and the
They're assembling.
sure to bring your death certificate.
Just a few rides ago, I realized that for some reason the base, like, the base is kind of like, any way you look at it, it's looking directly at you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for something of mine. Okay.
Watch your step.
Big like a tree down here. Here, I'll refresh in a second.
Alright, gang. So that is 3 old school attractions knocked out. First hour. It's just now 9:56. Yep. So we'll figure out where we're heading next. I think we'll definitely ask you for some different questions.
Do you want to head back to, say, the main hub?
Let's head toward Fantasyland. Let's kind of walk through Fantasyland. Look at the crowd this morning, and then we'll get going. So Charles was suggesting maybe we go do Pirates. We just did Pirates a few minutes ago.
Yep.
We just missed that one. Gabriel wants to go racing on Tomorrowland Speedway. Let's see. Nick suggested Small World. I think we've had connection issues with Small World.
Small World, yeah, no.
Right? So if we start to lose signal, it's going to be a while before we can get it back because of how slow the ride is.
Now, what sucks is that, like, signal drops near the end, and you are most likely going to be stuck there for like 5 to 10 minutes. And there's just nothing you can do about it because you can refresh all you want. But as long as you're stuck in that area, you're not going to stream whatsoever. So
Foreign, you suggested Peter Pan. Unfortunately, Peter Pan is already slam packed full. So
not only is it such. There's an up there. Not only is it a really popular ride, but it is open during early hours, meaning that if you are staying on Deluxe Resort, you can.
Actually, no, that's any Disney resort.
Any Disney resort.
Deluxe is the evening.
Oh, okay. Any resort. You can come here early, about a half hour before the park opens. And since it's still popular, and since people have early access to it, it fills up very fast. We're already at 35.
That looks longer than 35 minutes.
And that sign may be lying. Probably is lying.
The sign has not yet adjusted to reality. Let's not call
the sign is still in denial. It's still
much like the Jungle Cruise.
The sign is still going through the 7 stages of grief. So just.
Well, let's head toward Tomorrowland. Let's see if maybe we can catch maybe a ride on the Tomorrowland Speedway or maybe PeopleMover, and then we'll have story time. PeopleMover's always a fun way to get a lap in, just to kind of see what Tomorrowland's looking like.
What's the wait time for Speedway at the moment? Just we can bring ahead.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh yeah, definitely we can take that.
We got 10 minutes for Speedway and 5 minutes for people.
Yeah.
We've already got the Friar's Nook rolling this morning. We're here eating beignets and potato barrels.
So we are currently 12 likes away for 300. Thank you for everyone who already hit that button. If you're watching and haven't, would really appreciate if you go ahead and hit that, because it's the only way to get out the algorithm to notice us and send some more people our way. So thank you for everyone who has. We could definitely hit 300 by the end. We're only 12 away.
So Big Thunder asks, Owen, based on your experience, would you rather get stuck on Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror?
This is going to be a really weird answer, but between the two, I'll actually take Tower of Terror.
Okay.
And the reason why I've not gotten stuck on Haunted Mansion, I've had the ride gone down, and what I can tell you from experience is that if the ride stops, the ambience does not. So you're sitting there as like you're hearing whispers from the yawn just in the background, and it's so off-putting, and it will really get to your head the longer you sit there.
Maybe you're lucky and you get stuck at that point where you're falling out of the window, or I think that's supposed to be the storyline. So you're kind of reclining back. You just have a little nap while you're waiting to evacuate. Or
that's the best case scenario. But if you're inside,
Chris, Owen, your dad is trolling us and saying, "Hey, what about Snow White's Scary Adventure?" Chris, that's not here anymore. Those of you that have actually been inside Magic Kingdom theme park in the last, I don't know, 10 or more years would know that. So
they only have that at Disneyland at the moment, I believe.
Dopey Runner is in the chat this morning. Good morning, Dopey Runner. Congrats on your success this weekend. I realized, and we'll talk more about this as far as kind of some of the details of the weekend. But if you're following a runner, there is not a checkpoint that is provided by Disney on the runner tracking information between mile 20 and the finish. So you don't know exactly where people might be relative to where you are on the course and when to expect them. So you're definitely going to want that personal communication that you can have with your runner, so you know exactly where they are and when you can expect to see them. We'll talk about why that's important later, because there's a lot of coordination that some people do with their runners. Here we go.
Go. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
For your safety and the safety of other drivers.
Can you stream and drive, or do you need a
between you and the next car?
Partner?
I'm not sure, because like I have a backpack with me. It would help if we did the same one, but we'd be cramped, really cramped. I think maybe it would be better if we did 1-1.
One?
You want to go? You want to go ahead of me, and I'll fall behind you.
Okay. About 8 years old or so.
Yep.
And we were here in the summer. It was my parents, my brother, and I. My brother's 4 years younger than I am. So we're in line to ride the Speedway.
Yeah.
It's my dad and I, and we're gonna ride together. And we looked over to the right, and there's a very large thunderstorm cloud.
Oh
no! But not as distant as I thought it was. So my dad is wanting to get out of line, and I'm not understanding that. So we get to the front, and the woman tells us, it's our turn to go get in the car. So I go jump in the car. So my dad has no choice but to come with me. So my dad and I get in the car. We make it about halfway around the track, and the bottom falls out. We were a little damp after that ride.
Fine. And the cars only go so fast, so once you're stuck in that situation, you just have to go.
Yep.
Did you like stop under the bridge like, let's wait here, baby?
No, there was. I think we were even past the point of the bridge at that. There was nowhere to go. it was just get through it. Just keep driving.
Yeah.
Much like life, you just got to keep going forward. So good morning, crew. We're live from the Magic Kingdom this morning. This is our fourth attraction since the park opened at 9 o'clock. we're probably gonna head to PeopleMover after this, and then we'll stop for a little Metal Monday story time. Maybe a couple of pictures on Main Street. We're not gonna be live super long today.
Yeah, only for a couple of hours.
A couple hours today, and then we'll kind of go from there. Oh, all about the years is remembering 20,000 leagues under the sea. Now that's a deep cut right there.
I was like scrolling through YouTube the other day, you know, just bored, and I saw a video for 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but it was for Disney Sea.
Yep.
Over in the queue. I didn't actually see the ride because I didn't want to spoil that for myself in case one day I actually go and see it in person. But the queue for that ride is so well detailed.
Yeah. There's some really, really cool stuff they've done with Disney Seas around some of the attractions. They're not copies of what we had here in the States. There's definitely some unique spins and takes that they've done with some of the attractions. Grandma's good dog. If I'm getting paid by the hour, no one told me. Yeah, Jim, the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was a tight fit. If you were claustrophobic or you had problems getting up and down very narrow stairs, that's an adventure in and of itself. Same is true for the Nemo submarine ride out at Disneyland now. It's based on the same general style of submarine, and my dad had some issues getting up and down into that one relative to his knees and his back. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, you go in front of me, I'll follow. Oh, after, yeah. Troma's good dog says, as I said, I always loved 200 Leagues Under the Sea, but I remember it was always hot and moist in there.
Really, Dromus, moist? You had to go with moist first thing? It's not even 11 o'clock, come on. It was definitely humid. You knew you were in a water attraction with 20,000 feet. We got a go-kart down up here. Two down. So what's going on?
Maybe they have to fuel them up, because it's still a few months.
9 passengers.
Thank you. This is actually the best memory because I can spend a little bit more time like getting in, and I know I'm not like pulling that many people back. Never easy. This is so good.
fun little morning here, crew.
So
What do you say, a little people mover action?
Yeah, let's just hit them all. One go.
A lap on the people mover and get a feel for how Tomorrowland's looking this weekend. Hopefully the people mover is moving, unlike some of our recent experiences on stream.
I don't remember who exactly said it, but like one comment was like, oh wait, we were just gonna drive slow in the future? I don't get it.
Spacecraft to monster ways. There's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
Linda's asking if we're going on Tron today. Probably not.
I do not have the harness.
You don't have the harness, so yeah, we will not be
there's
going
no
on
way.
Tron.
They do not allow you to hold on to a gimbal or hold on to a phone or riding. It has to be locked in to a harness in order to ride with it. So
ear-to-ear magic is asking, are we going to move some people now?
Yes.
I'm going to say we're going to move some people.
We're going to move people.
We're moving people in a lot of ways over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Huh, wait, hold on. That was not there before. There's a wall.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Why is there a wall? Yeah, part of it. Why is there a wall?
We will have to investigate.
I mean, we'll come, when we're near the last like few minutes of the ride, we'll come back over here, so we'll be able to see what they're actually working on. But, breaking news.
We'll be on the scene and investigating why there is a wall in Tomorrowland.
Why there is this is the kind of stuff we like lose our minds because we're here on a regular basis. Like, for other people, it may be like their daily clickbait bread. You know, like I need to get some views. For us, like we're here every day, so we're generally surprised to see something like that.
Travis confirms the wall was not there on Saturday. They grew a wall between Saturday and Monday.
Okay, so we have a timeline. That's good. That's good.
We're gonna CSI this crew. We're gonna figure this out.
We're gonna like play Clue to figure out who built the wall here. And true, there's a good chance they're probably just working on concrete, but still, it's interesting that this is here. It's such a big amount as well. Like it's a huge wall. Good, really good.
Here we go, crew. We'll see how our people mover is moving people today.
The people are moving. The people are moving to one location to another.
Oh, good.
Tomorrowland. Stay clear of the doors, which will open and
It's gotten a bit warm, but it's still quite chilly. Oh, the wind chill. Ooh, it's windy. It's windy up here.
y mantenga sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuida sus niños. Gracias. Please step carefully onto the moving platform, then step into the car. For your safety, remain seated at all times.
Are we still in the first hour? We crossed over 10 minutes ago.
Disney walls. At one point, that was true.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of those walls are down now, though. Like, Epcot's got a much more open feel to it.
Yeah.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuida a sus niños. Gracias. Please step carefully onto the moving platform, then step into the car. For your
Guys,
safety,
go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Two.
keep legs and other activities inside your car.
Wait, no. I wait. Sorry, force of habit. I'm usually not on this end.
Para su seguridad,
So I have to do this entire thing backwards for a second.
brazos, pies y piernas del vehículo. Y cuide a sus niños. Gracias.
Hang on, crew. Oh, it's tying his shoes. You get a door view.
Look at that door. Wow. Nope.
Arms, feet, legs, and other appendages inside your car.
Gimbal did not like that.
Gimbal did not enjoy the being put
Stay
down.
clear of the
Nobody
doors
puts the
which will
gimbal in the
open and
corner.
close
No one puts the
automatically.
baby in the corner. Turn back on, please. Thank you. There we go.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo.
So let's get a view of Tomorrowland from the highway in the sky this morning.
Then step into the car.
Is it still the highway in the sky, or is
This
that
is
the
the
skyline?
TTA Blue Line, non-stop service around Tomorrowland.
Greetings, intergalactic travelers. Welcome aboard the PeopleMover, presented by Enterprise. I'm Borak 5, your guide aboard this highway in the sky. The absolute best way to see Tomorrowland. And my stars, is there ever lots to see? Spacecraft and monster maps. There's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
For your safety, if you have wings, jetpacks, or gravity polarizers, please do not take flight while on board. Thank you.
You can kind of see there's definitely machine. There's definitely work on the floor there.
The next station is Tomorrowland Urban Planning and Star Trek. Transfer to Green and Red Line.
Don't worry, your express train keeps on rolling through the future. Right by two of my favorite spots. First up, Progress City. Walt Disney's amazing dream for a community of tomorrow. Did you know Progress City inspired Epcot? And a lot of the visionary ideas throughout Walt Disney World. Look, there's even a tiny PeopleMover. I wonder if that means there's a tiny ORAC. On your right is Star Traders, home to the greatest goods in the galaxy. Except actual stars. Those are no longer sold.
Now approaching Tomorrowland Speedway and Tron Light Cycle Run.
I love a good circuit, and these are two of the best tracks in the cosmos for a bit of light and speedy competition.
Oh, the wind. Oh, it's so windy. I bet that sounds wonderful in the mind. Little breezy. Slight breeze.
When we used to be riding this, we'd be looking for them to test drawings.
Yeah.
And we'd be looking for the test dummies on the ride vehicles. We were always
Dude, we
now it's
spent,
here.
yeah.
It's happening.
Dude, it's been here for 2 years. That's so hard to think about.
And everybody was riding the people who were trying to get a view of Tron. There it goes.
Wow, I've got that wall came in just as they caught us. No one can see it. See them.
Alright, about to get dark, crew.
This is Starport 75.
Or as we locals call it, Spaceman. Our high-speed rocket port to distant deep space destinations.
Are lights on? It looks like lights are on. Nope. Okay.
Nope. We're alright. I love how quiet Space Mountain is.
Let relaxation wash over you at the most refreshing retreat in the galaxy. The coral rooms of Pisces 7. You H2 owe it to yourself. Book today.
So apparently it's Silent Ride Space Mountain on Monday. There was
Staging
not
Mr. Morrow.
there was
Mr.
not
Tom Morrow.
enough screaming
Please
on that
contact
ride.
Mr. Johnson in the control tower to confirm your flight
listen,
to
the
the
sun's
moon.
coming out, man.
Thank you.
So for the half marathon, we did something kind of cool. They changed the course slightly through the Magic Kingdom. So when we left the Magic Kingdom, we actually exited through Tomorrowland. Right over here by the area where Stitch does his meet and greet. They had opened the big doors there. We went straight out and then backstage area a little bit and then exited up by the Contemporary. So we had not run that particular way before.
Attention all visitors from Galaxy M31.
To your right is the Astro Orbiter, our celestial symbol of interplanetary harmony and fellowship. Hop aboard and launch high above Tomorrowland for a spin.
Not bad. That's not bad. Honestly, if I were removing the camera and I wasn't like streaming whatsoever, I'd be up to that. That's a good wait time.
Give it a few minutes, BK.
I doubt it would still be that
The next
time.
station is Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress.
As usual, we'll keep moving ahead, and so does the carousel. Like progress itself, this theater never stops, inspiring new generations to dream of a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Oh, will we see what's behind the walls?
Soon. Very soon. Those walls weren't there before. We've been freaking out since we got on the PeopleMover. Those walls. Those walls right there. Those walls. Them walls. Something ain't right. Something ain't right about them walls.
Just on the other side of this is where we went out.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know why I'm turning the camera as if there's something to
nothing
see
to
over
see
there. Like, ooh, it's
nothing to see here.
Calling all space rangers. Report to your Star Cruiser and join me on this daring space mission.
Everybody stay tuned. We'll have story time after we get off the PeopleMover.
We're on it, Buzz.
About our race
Count
weekend.
on us.
The fun adventures that are to come in 2025. Are we about to make it all the way through the PeopleMover without it stopping?
Don't say that, because it's gonna happen.
Incorporated laugh floor.
I've done it
Mike
now.
Wazowski has brought in some real monsters of comedy. Whether you have one eye or 9, take the time to see this show.
Now approaching Tomorrowland Transit Authority Station.
My fellow sentient life forms, our PeopleMover journey has nearly come
See you the fan, really.
Thanks for riding with us. It's been a
Push
pleasure to have
behind
you.
that wall.
What's happening behind the wall? Let's find out.
Yeah, it's concrete.
I see colors. I see cinder blocks.
Go out and explore tomorrow. Today. See you.
That has to be concrete. There's nothing else happening here. If they're doing any work, they haven't started yet. I see grinders.
They're getting ready.
Yeah, they're getting ready.
We got Monty Chris's costumes from Springtime Surprise a couple of years ago out.
Yeah, we're actually going for storage.
So if they've got cones right here, does that mean Chris and I need to do walls sometime?
Dude, you were messing up so many people with the cones though. I think Waz is too far.
Well, wall does not conform to the Run Disney costume guidelines.
Yeah. Dude, you were dressing up as cones. You were saying when you were like standing with cones, and you were like people were actually like abiding to. Like you're confusing people.
By stepping away from the
And
car.
what's funny is I've seen a lot of people doing cones since then.
Please keep arms.
KK, what's that speech served for? They're definitely working on something. So that's for construction. We do not know for what yet. I have high bets on possibly redoing concrete tiles, but again, can't be sure.
Please keep
Just know it's a wall. It's a wall. that brings up a good point. You think that's possibly staging for like reverb? Like if they were intending on bringing like a crane or something in here? Because like, God knows we need more cranes.
Oh no.
More cranes.
Oh no. And I'm not knowing the cranes crew. We'll get into the story time here in a minute. The story may not be ending. No, Chris, they are not building Brazil in the middle of Tomorrowland. As much as you want cheese bread in the Magic Kingdom, it's not happening. Stop trying to make it happen. So let's head to Tomorrowland Terrace. Maybe we can find a table, sit down, and we'll do
that's a good idea.
We'll do metal story time.
I was just gonna prop up like in the middle of the hall, but that's a much better idea. Because we can actually sit down.
I'll find somewhere to stop and get a picture at some point.
We're using all the outside queue. I can basically guarantee that whatever time is up there is probably not probably does not reflect the line. So that is not 25. That is not 25. That's not 25. If they're using the full queue inside, they're using most of the queue outside. That is not 25. That is at least 35, maybe 40 minimum. Joseph says, get a sweater vest and a warm cup of Coke.
It's honestly not that cold today. I mean,
it was a bit chilly before. I would say that, but it's gotten much warmer.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm still not willing to go down to my issued uniform, but I'll probably do that for the photo. Squirrel.
There he goes.
Sounds like Chris and I running through Magic Kingdom on Saturday.
Now approaching Tomorrowland Transit Authority Station. My fellow sensitive platforms, PeopleMover here we come.
Sometimes this guy will trigger while you're above, and it freaks people out. That's Stitch.
This is happy, smiley place.
I do wish they did something. They did the replacements because they used to say the 50th. But the thing is, the rest of the statue is gold. What he's holding isn't, and I feel like that just throws it off so much. If you're gonna redo it, at least make it fit within the rest of the statue, you know?
Let's find a spot to sit down and let's talk marathon weekend.
Let's talk marathon. Let's talk with some other people. I haven't really been chatting as much as I have been because I've been really focused on the camera itself.
Running the stream?
Yeah. I'm not sure if we can. Yeah, me.
Is it open?
These may be closed off.
I don't see any chains or anything. I think we're okay. Let's see. That's closed off over there for sure.
Oh no, this area looks good.
No, it's open.
Yeah, it's open.
No ropes, no nothing. All right, let's
just grab a spot. Yeah.
We can get a bit of a view over here by the.
Yeah.
What is the line for? Is that for the? Is that a line for the?
That may be for the 3D shot or the
3D
zoom
shot
in.
or the zoom shot?
Yeah, the zoom shot, the zoom in and out. I don't know what else that would be for.
Folks, that's Metal Monday right there for you.
I'm not seeing any prop or anything different over there. So.
All right.
Here,
So let's sit down and talk.
let me set this down and flip the camera around. By the way, we're actually doing this little battery is doing great.
Good.
How much? There. Let me. Don't sit down. Wow. Okay, we are almost to full charge for back 70, and I'm still showing probably not 4 out of 4 docks are showing. It's probably not fully charged, but we haven't gone to 75% charge, so that's pretty good.
All right, well, let's sit down and have story time. You want to flip it around?
I'm sorry.
All good?
Multitasking.
You're good.
Multitask.
Hi, crew.
Hello.
We just thought you wanted to see orange chairs this morning. We saw a lot of orange cones on Saturday, so it's orange chairs this morning. So yeah, so crew, we were in for marathon weekend this weekend. So that started last Wednesday with the expo.
It starts earlier because they have one more race than usual.
Right. Yep.
It's the marathon weekend.
Yep. So the expo opened on Wednesday because the first race was Thursday. So we had our first race Thursday morning. That was the 5K, and so that was one of the colder mornings. I think the coldest morning was actually the 10K. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But so we had the 5K and the 10K Thursday and Friday, and then Chris and I had a chance to do the half marathon on Saturday, and then the full marathon was yesterday. So let's talk a little bit about the weekend. So overall, we had a good weekend of weather. It was cooler. If people knew that coming down, they were ready for it. Had the right gear, had a lot of the right things. And part of our mission with our ear-to-ear running group is to help make sure you have what you need to be ready. So we definitely put some stuff out there about, like, for example, some Mylar blankets. That's like a little bit of a thermal blanket that can pack down very easily for you to get it here, have it on you while you're waiting for the race to start. And they came in handy on Saturday morning because the only rain we had all weekend was a very light drizzle, but it was a lengthy light drizzle that came while Chris and I were waiting to start the race on Saturday morning. So we've had some people in and out this morning. I'll share just very quickly. The reason Chris isn't here with us today is they've had a death in the extended Edwards family. So Chris and Susan are off working with the extended family on arrangements. But he asked Owen to kind of take the stream today and continue on with Metal Monday. So we're here and doing what Chris has asked us to do and kind of keeping things moving forward.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so Chris and I got up and we went and did the half marathon on Saturday. Now, this was a slightly different course than what we've seen for some of the half marathons and full marathons in the past. We actually came in via the pathway from the Grand Floridian, came down Main Street, then went through Frontierland and Liberty Square, back through Fantasyland, back through the castle, and then exited the Magic Kingdom from Tomorrowland, like I was mentioning earlier, and then we headed back over toward Epcot. Chris and I finished the race. We were about 2 minutes, maybe, ahead of the balloon ladies. We started in the very last corral. We started in the front of that corral.
From what you've told me, you basically were almost directly in front of them for most of the race.
We were at the most 4 to 6 minutes in front of the balloon ladies while we were doing the run. So we had different varying levels of distance between us and the balloon ladies as we went through, but we did finish ahead of the balloon ladies. We did cross that finish line, and we got our half marathon medal. Here we go. The effects this time are the little Donald and Daisy kind of mounted on springs. So we're doing that. So I've mentioned a couple of times, and we've joked a couple of times in the chat this morning about Chris's foot. So here's what happened. So about mile 1 to 2, Chris commented to me that one of his toes was bothering him a little bit because he had not trimmed a toenail or had an edge on a toenail that was kind of rubbing him the wrong way. And frankly, he didn't say much more about it for the rest of the race. So we keep going on, and we finished the race, and we're chugging along. We've maintained anywhere between about a 15 and a half. That is bubbles, not snow, for those of you that may be concerned. So we maintained about a 15 and a half to a 16-minute pace for most of the race. We had a couple of 17-minute miles when we got some slow spots. But overall, we maintained right at that required 16-minute mile pace and finished ahead of the balloon ladies. But so Chris really didn't say much about his foot, but we got back, and as we're getting off the bus back at the resort, I turn back and Chris is behind me and he's stepping down off the bus.
Yep.
And I look at his foot, I think it was his right foot, and the top of his shoe was red. And I thought, what did we step in? Oh, wait. That's not something, oh dear. So Chris had cut his toe a little bit as we went through the race, and it actually bled through his shoe and his sock a little bit. But he, being the trooper that he was.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to show photos, because I don't think everyone wants to see that, but it was gnarly.
Well, if anybody wants to see the results of that was shared on the Patreon group over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. So go see it there. We're not going to show those pictures here, but we did finish.
This is a family-friendly show.
And this was Halloween Horror Nights level effects here. But overall, Chris and I got it done. After we were done with the race, Chris went back and met with the family and then headed to where they needed to be to deal with the loss in the family that they've experienced. I got to stick around and I got to go cheer for the marathon yesterday morning, which was the first time I had ever cheered for the marathon from Main Street. Yesterday morning was a cold morning. How cold was it? It was cold enough that I got up about 3 o'clock in the morning and got over to Epcot to kind of get on the monorail to come back over here to the Magic Kingdom. And hung out there for a while, went back to Epcot, saw some of the finishing stuff there at the entrance area of Epcot, and I headed back to the hotel because at this point it's about 6:30, and the buses had just started on their return trips, taking people back to the resort. So I took advantage of that and went ahead and headed back to the resort because some of the runners weren't going to be finished until closer to like 11 or even 12 o'clock or later. So what I wanted to do was go to the back side of Epcot and see some of that later in the day, and I happened to be staying at a Skyliner resort, so I was going to go back to the resort, rest for a little while, and then come back out, which is what I did. But when I went back into my hotel room, my glasses that I had on for just kind of better visibility at night, I have a slight issue with my eyes, so I wear glasses at night, and had the chance to kind of go in the room, and immediately my glasses fogged over. They had gotten that cold. Yeah. So rested for a little while, went back out around 10:30 or so, and caught some of the runners finishing at the back side of Epcot. Definitely a lot of fun things going on. One of the funnier things is they did change the course a little bit, where the past few years for the marathon, because the marathon is typically starting or finishing later in the day on a Sunday, the Margarita Pavilion at Mexico is open, as opposed to 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning when you may be finishing a half marathon. So we were able to finish the the marathon, but you're still after the time when those facilities, those restaurants, those kiosks are open. People were bringing margaritas because the course had been changed to where it wasn't passing Mexico this year. It was kind of cutting off just before Mexico and going back up through the front part of Epcot. And people were bringing margaritas to the runners, and they had like carriers. I mean, there were people that had 4 and 6 margaritas, and they were waiting on their runners to come by to hand off the margaritas. So, Dopey Runner, sorry, I did not coordinate that with you ahead of time. I think we were close to being out there at the same time, but I wasn't sure exactly where you are. I would have been more than happy to get you a margarita there at the close to the finish, because at that point, well, and it's funny because that's between miles 25 and 26. Now, even funnier, the Cake Bake Shop, as much as everybody has commented about the Cake Bake Shop and how expensive it is, and this is blah blah blah, the Cake Bake Shop was giving out boxes of cake.
What?
People were running by with these white boxes, and the Cake Bake Shop was giving marathoners cake slices as they ran by.
Unironically, just for free.
Just here, have a slice of cake to take across the finish line. So people were running by with these white boxes of cake. It was hysterical.
I guess I need to do a marathon.
So no guarantee they'll do that in the future. No,
yeah.
We have no idea if they'd ever do that for a half marathon. But for the marathon, that was definitely happening.
Now what they need to do is they need to have a race for like Disney Springs, so like I can like as like midway through the race like grab like a Gideon's cookie and like eat on that as I'm right. That'd probably be a horrible idea. Those are really heavy.
So, but yeah, no. So it was a good race. I stayed at Epcot for a little while. I tried to make it back to Hollywood Studios to see the balloon ladies come through. Missed them by about a minute and a half. I sent your dad a video of the balloon ladies in the distance, kind of going on that sidewalk between Hollywood Studios and Boardwalk. They were just in the distance, so I had just missed them coming in on the Skyliner.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, overall it was a good marathon day. I would say, you know, if you're a marathon runner, that weather was probably close to perfect. It was still a little bit chilly. And you know, it was really good to have that opportunity to go out and cheer. While I was here on Main Street, I got to cheer for the leaders as they came through. So I saw the roll Disney, so the athletes that are either working a push cycle or a hand cycle or you know, that kind of conveyance come through. They were very fast. They were actually finishing the lead roll Disney runner. Or athlete had just completed the marathon course before I got back to Epcot. That's how fast they were, and I was back at Epcot around 6 a.m. So they had started just before 5:30, or just before 4:30. Sorry. So the marathon started around 4:30. So they took from 4:30 to right at 6, somewhere between 6 and 6:30 to finish. So that was really kind of cool. So let's look at the chat a little bit, and then I want to talk a little bit about the rest of the year as far as Run Disney. So a couple of folks were asking about the Wine and Dine 5K. We do walk that. We actually intentionally start in the last corral. And while they don't give you all day to complete the 5K, they do have the option of pulling you from the course. We have yet to have anybody from our group pulled from the course.
They don't even have balloon ladies for that race.
They don't have balloon ladies. You don't actually get an official time for that 5K. That you know, you are fine just walking that. So you know, that is something we do every day and everything else. So that was kind of fun. Let's see here. Yes, Jessica in the View, strawberry margaritas are so good. Yeah, well, I don't know about Margaritaville, but there are still some good margaritas, you know, here at the Magic Kingdom that people were getting. There were actually people mobile ordering beer from the fish and chips location there at Epcot, and there was one gentleman that came up because the runners were coming back into Epcot at the UK. So between the UK and Canada.
What is like the worst thing you could pick up like during a race? Because like beer
we established that last week. It's Beverly. So, but yeah, no, there were people that were mobile ordering beer, and they would walk up to somebody that was standing there on the sidelines. They say, "Hey, can you go get mobile order blah blah blah?" And they would run over to the fish and chips location, get their beer, bring it back to them, and then they would go on running the race. They stayed on the course. So we definitely had a good time, you know, kind of making all that happen. There was is there anything special you have to do to go through the parks and cheer on runners? Missy Reed is asking. No, actually. It's really just more about knowing how to get to the parks and knowing what's going on. And quite frankly, that's one of the reasons why it's good that Chris and Susan have participated in these races in the past, and our travel agents as well, because they understand the logistics of how the Run Disney event works. So for me, to get to the Magic Kingdom on Sunday morning, I got up around 3 o'clock. I was on a bus around 3:30, 3:45, and I was at Epcot at 4 a.m. Now, the race didn't start until 4:30. There were still, and I was very surprised by this, there were still a lot of runners arriving at Epcot at 4 a.m. for a 4:30 start.
Yeah.
And, you know, granted, they may have been some of the later corrals, but they still had to get through security. They still had to walk out to the corrals. They potentially had to check their gear still.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you folks for a few minutes. Not like I'm never not honest with you before, but there are a lot of communities that, you know, find the things to complain about. And, you know, oh, this race wasn't run well. This thing had this problem. And yes, I've had issues with some of the Run Disney races as well. But I do believe, based on what I saw Sunday morning, you know, some people sometimes create their own problems. You know, I will say that, you know, Chris and I, when we've done these races, we've typically not had a major issue getting to the race course, getting through security, running the risk of missing our start time, because we're typically on the early side of things. And I really do believe, based on what I saw Sunday morning, a lot of the people that are complaining about, you know, how the races are run and where some of the issues are, they're probably people that are arriving very close to race start time, and then they're challenged and frustrated because it takes time to get through security. So I would say, you know, if you are doing a Run Disney event, the more time you can give yourself by being on the early side of things as opposed to waiting to the last possible minute.
Yeah.
I understand you don't want to sit out there in the cold.
No one wants to sit out there in that weather, because that's always going to be unpleasant.
But, if you go down and you prepare yourself a little bit with those extra layers and that kind of stuff, then you really can, kind of help yourself out and put yourself in a better position.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So as far as getting to the Magic Kingdom, I got there at Epcot around 4 a.m. I got on a monorail. I transferred to the Magic Kingdom monorail at the Transportation Ticket Center, and then was able to get to the Magic Kingdom. And they had a special entrance for spectators. Obviously, it was different than the entrance for the runners.
Yep.
And I walked down Main Street. I posted some pictures to the Facebook group on Sunday morning of some of the sights that I got to see, and it was just amazing. It's touching to see these people, and myself included, cheering for complete strangers. I have no idea who most of these people are. I know who some of our crew is. There's probably some members of our crew that were here running this weekend that may have run by me, and I didn't even know it, but I didn't care. It's about supporting each other and about doing the right thing, and that's part of what brings the Run Disney community together. That's part of what I love about the Run Disney, overall it just kind of works very well to make things happen. So there was maybe another question that went out there around. The fee to run can be $400. For the plastic cake.
For like $400 for a slice of cake, it'd be yours.
So, is it difficult running when you have normal crowds in the park? Well, that's one of the things around the Run Disney events is we typically try to get through the Run Disney events before the park opens. So that's part of the reason why Disney has that 16-minute per mile requirement.
And the balloon ladies to make sure that everyone is out of the park, out of the roads that people have to drive on. Before they get crowded.
Because we had major sections of Run Disney, of the World Drive closed on both Saturday for the half and Sunday for the full. And I'll be honest with you too as well. Sorry, I keep saying that. There's a lot of people that come down here for regular vacations. They don't know the Run Disney events are happening, and they're a little surprised when their buses are delayed. Disney tries to communicate that and tries to make sure that people know it. I actually got multiple notifications in the Disney app over the weekend telling me, hey, there's stuff going on, and we go and we just kind of make that happen. So, but yeah, it's always a fun time. So Andrea's talking about might need a run walk partner for the Wine and Dine. Absolutely, Andrea. We're here to support our runners, and
we highly recommend if you're interested in like Run Disney, you have not started before. We highly recommend coming with us for the Wine and Dine. We started doing meetups every Run Disney weekend, but our Wine and Dine specifically, we all try to run together. We stay near the last corral
for the 5K.
5K. We stay together in the last corral, and we all do the race together at a very reasonable pace.
So
once you get through all the red tape and like all the signing up, going to the expo, getting your bib, all of that, it is a very simple race. It's only a matter of getting up and walking it.
And we'll have information in our Facebook group. We're actually going to have some other information out there as part of the ear-to-ear site, and I'm going to start publishing some articles about how to register and some of that, and we're hoping to get some of that up. So let's talk about the rest of 2025. So our next in-person race that is currently all sold out is the Disney Princess Race, which is toward the end of February, and then after that the next is Springtime Surprise. And then after that, the next race that is here in Florida is actually Wine and Dine. So we have a big gap between the beginning of April and then Wine and Dine.
So technically, the Run Disney season starts in September, August, and then goes to before summer starts up. And there's a reason behind that. You do not want to be running in hot temperatures, especially down here in Florida.
That's right.
So we intentionally choose colder months for those races.
So let's talk about registration and what's still open and that kind of stuff. So registration for Wine and Dine 2025, which is in October this year, not November. Usually it's the first weekend in November, but that is too close to Halloween this year. I think actually the 5K would have been on a Friday. So instead of running the 5K on a Friday this year, they're moving it back a week So we'll be the last full weekend in October, and there'll be a 5K, there'll be a 10K, there'll be a half, and then there will be a challenge that you can sign up for. And the challenge is only the 10K and the half. So if you're interested in coming down and doing some of the races with us, and let's say you were wanting to do the challenge and the 5K, that's actually 2 different races you're going to have to register for. So you got to kind of have your plan together as you go into registration. So that registration is going to open February 11th. Now, March 11th. For those of you that may have been watching this weekend and said, you know what, it's time for me to do a marathon. March 11th. 2026.
That's a sad day.
Yep, 2026 marathon weekend here in Florida. That registration will be opening. So that's going to happen. So Sandra is asking, been listening. What are the Balloon Ladies? Balloon Ladies are actually a volunteer group that start at the very end of our corrals, and they are there for the 10K and longer distances. And then we are able to kind of run, and they are there to kind of maintain that 16-minute mile pace. So visually, whether you're in front or behind the Balloon Ladies, that's what helps decide, kind of where you are with your pace and whether you're on pace or not. So that's a visual thing. So kind of back to the registration dates. February 11th is registration for Wine and Dine 2025. That will be a race in October. March 11th will be registration for Marathon Weekend 2026, which will be January 2026. And we'll be down here, and we will have some portion of our crew back for Marathon Weekend next year. So overall, I think this has been a fantastic weekend. Chris and I have a lot to talk about between now and March 11th, because I know Chris has expressed an interest in giving Dopey a run, and I am 100% willing to train up and be here to support him and anybody else that wants to try for Dopey or those distances, kind of getting ready for everything. So, overall, we're here and we want to support you guys. So we do have the Dapper Dance going on in the background.
Yeah.
So
they're currently going around the main hub, going back down Main Street.
The trolley.
Yep.
So, but yeah, overall, I think we had a successful weekend. Yes, we had some issues, but because of the loss of Chris's family, and that definitely put a little bit of a damper on things and changed some of the things. But we had a good meetup on Saturday. We had a handful of crew that were able to make it out. And we will be doing that again this February for Princess Weekend, on Saturday of Princess Weekend.
Regardless if you are running a race or if you're just in the area, we encourage you to come over and say hi.
That's right. So we'll do that probably on the Saturday of Princess Weekend. And then again on Saturday of Springtime Surprise. We will probably do we're planning on doing another meetup. And then we'll have other plans around the Wine and Dine meetup in October. We'll announce all that later. But right now, if you're thinking about coming down around a race weekend and interested in just kind of seeing the crew and meeting the crew, we had folks that came over to the meetup on Saturday, Owen, that met with you and others, and they weren't even racing. They just knew we happened to be there at the patio outside Trader Sam's. Yep. So, but overall, we had a good time. Overall, things are good, and we'll just take it step by step. So Chris and I are running in the challenge event in February, barring any issues between now and then. So Chris and I will be back for a challenge event in February, and that will be the next time I plan to be down in the parks and on stream, hopefully with you guys and supporting as I can. But we do have our Facebook group out there. If any of the mods happen to have a link to the Facebook group, please feel free to put that out there, because we want people to know that's there as a resource. We want to kind of use that as a place where people can drop in for questions that they want to just provide an update on their training and just kind of say where are they and what's going on. We'll definitely make sure that we're trying to be interactive there, maybe more so than we're even able to be interactive here in the chat, and make sure people are getting the information they need. And we'll probably put, I know some people have already put kind of a wrap up for the weekend out there. Feel free, if you participated this weekend, put your information out there. And overall things went well this weekend. We finally got Chris down Main Street and through the castle.
He's been wanting to do that for a while.
He's been wanting to do that for a while, and our half marathon last January, because it was not just raining but also thunder and lightning, got cut short. So we didn't make it to Magic Kingdom. We didn't make it to the castle. So we got Chris through the castle and Main Street this year, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to February when we get to do that again. So February we should have a similar, if not exact same course that we just ran. So we'll do that again in February, and have a great time. Getting a chance to kind of do the 10K and the half and experience that challenge. We'll be interested to see what the weather is. February is always a toss-up. Sometimes it's cool like it was this weekend, and sometimes you're on the front end of that warm trend that's starting the beginning of spring here in Florida. So we'll just kind of play it by ear and see how our weather is. But we'll kind of go from there. Chris does have a castle pick out there. I don't know. Do we have that? Let's see.
I don't have it loaded on.
I have it on my phone. So let me see if I can find that real quick. Not a problem. I'm gonna minimize the chat here, or minimize the stream here. I will find Chris's photo of him finally making it to the castle. And I will also point out, we got a finish line photo, and the only reason we got a finish line photo is because Chris was tall enough that he got his picture. So there is Chris's castle photo.
Really good picture.
It looks a little surprised. I'm not sure if he's surprised he made it that far. I'm not sure if he just happened to look at his foot and realize what's going on there. So we'll have another shot at that, but I'll show you
it's a plane, it's my foot.
I'll show you the finish line photo, folks. This was crazy. So let me see if I can get this a little bit.
Oh wow, it's like Where's Waldo.
Oh yeah, this is crazy. So it won't turn. So there's Chris, kind of in the distance, right?
Can you see him?
Chris is right. I don't see how meteorologists do this. So there is Chris right there coming across the finish line. There I am next to him, and the balloon ladies are just out of frame. They're just behind us. But we had a good race. It was good to be out there doing that and experiencing that new course and kind of seeing what's going on. So we do actually, Sergio, we need a stream for the next race, Chris. We actually do stream the 5K, or we tried to. Owen and I tried to stream the 5K.
We did not have
for Wine
as
and
much
Dine
success as we had today as we did last time.
Yep. So Wine and Dine, Owen and I did try to stream the 5K. Chris has streamed it the previous couple of years that we've done it, and I imagine we will stream the 5K again for Wine and Dine. For the longer races, it gets to be a little difficult, both from the equipment standpoint and just overall, just kind of managing a gimbal.
I mean, if you're holding it for 5K, you're holding it for a few minutes. If you're going beyond that, you're holding it for much longer while running.
Mm-hmm. But overall, it was a good time. It was a good weekend. We had a good adventure. I actually need to start getting ready to head off to the airport.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because I got a note from Avis telling me that a number of flights are being canceled going out of Orlando this morning, and I am already seeing a delay on my flight. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that over the next couple of minutes, but I'm going to take advantage of a couple of minutes extra and go over here and get a photo on Main Street with the medal, and then we'll probably start getting ready to shut the stream down. So yeah, let's head over to Main Street and let's do a photo.
I don't know why I grabbed out my water when I was going to
We call it Medal Monday for a reason, folks, and the reason is you want to get those photos with your medal on Main Street, and you're going to see some crowds here in a minute that may surprise you. There is a lengthy, and I mean lengthy, line for the zoom shot. Maybe Owen can show that a little bit as we go by.
I'll show that in a second.
Yep. So we'll head over here to Main Street and do a quick photo with the medal for Medal Monday. But overall, I really do want to say thank you to the crew. The crew was very encouraging, whether you were down here or not this weekend. I can't say how much this community is great. The support and everything going on with the community, and I'll just lean out here. So
improv.
So the support in this community is just fantastic. Whether it's be just for the stream with Chris and his family as travel agents and supporting there, or it's always the the support that this group provides for each other. And I really do appreciate it. So let's flip things back around, Owen.
Flipping. There we go.
Let's get back out to Main Street.
Yeah, we saw this when walking over. We saw this as we were walking over, but there is a line wrapped around there.
My goodness.
Line so long, there's like a queue time and a half.
That looks like the corrals on Friday, Saturday. So Chris and I did have an interesting experience. So we did finish right in front of the balloon ladies.
Yep.
So I'll be honest. Gosh, I keep saying that this morning. There was a stress level that I've not experienced on a Disney race before.
Yep.
When you're back in that area where the balloon ladies are, because they do have bike riders telling you how close the balloon ladies are. So especially around stops where people may be stopping for the porta potties, or they may be stopping for characters, they'll have bike riders that are saying, hey, the balloon ladies are 4 minutes behind behind where you are right now. The balloon ladies are a minute and a half. Once the balloon ladies pass you, Disney has the option of picking you up at any point and sweeping you from the race course and taking you to the end. Now, you will still get your medal for that individual race. If you're doing a challenge, you won't get any of the challenge medals, but for that race at least. But you can get swept once the balloon ladies pass you. So it's really just a matter of where you are on the course relative to when the balloon ladies pass you as to whether you are allowed to continue or not. But there was a lot going on, and Chris and I got there to the very end of the race, and there was quite a crowd. You kind of saw it there a little bit in the finish line photo, and we'll post that probably to the Patreon and the Facebook group here later.
Yep.
But it was crowded. It was very hard for me to stay up with Chris. We were just two of us trying to run next to each other, near each other, and it was a bit of a challenge. To just kind of fight through that and make it work. So
the real challenge was the friends we made along the way.
It was, but yeah, it almost seemed like it was odd. It almost seemed like things doubled in size as far as the number of runners that were back there with us there at the very end. So I'm gonna stop here for my medal photo.
Oh, our show's starting.
And but overall, things went very, very well. And so the balloon ladies can pass you, and you still might be allowed to continue, Rob. Yes, I would say that's more true for the very, very end of the race. If they pass you early in the race, you're probably not going to be allowed to continue. What happens is Disney has buses that are strategically located around the race course.
Yep.
And those buses are there to put runners on that have not been able to maintain the pace. So if you get to a bus where they have basically said, okay, anyone that is not in front of the balloon ladies at this point, Disney will pull you off the course and say, you're done. You're going to need to go ride the bus and go back to the finish line that way, as opposed to finishing the race on your own power. And here again, sometimes that's not the best experience. I know some people get disappointed with that, but it happens, and if that happens to you, you just kind of have to accept it. It's not a real big chance to disagree or argue or fight with anybody about it. There's not a discussion. You just are not in a position that Disney needs you to be to complete the race. So that's that. I have heard stories of people that have actually been arrested by Sheriff's County officers because they did not follow instructions. So it's a matter of just making sure you're paying attention to what's going on around you, and frankly, it's about making sure you're ready. If you do your training ahead of time, and things can happen. I often read stories of where people have overslept or people have had a medical incident on the race course, and that's caused them to slow down. But if you've done your training ahead of time and you're comfortable with that 16-minute mile pace, whether it's walking, running and walking, rolling, whatever it is that you're doing, that's the key. That's the key, is to be comfortable with that pace and be in a position to feel like you can do that. So overall, we're excited to kind of see what the rest of the year is going to bring. And Thorin's asking, if you get swept by the balloon ladies, do you not get your medal? You do get your medal for that race, is my understanding. Now, I've been fortunate that I've never been personally swept, but based on the reports of people that have been swept that I've talked to, that I've seen, in different groups, you do get the medal for that race. But let's say you're doing a challenge event and you get swept in the half marathon, you will get the half marathon medal, but you won't get the challenge medal. So that's something to be aware of. But overall, I mean, that's focusing on the negative. Focus on the positive. Focus on the fact that you're down here, you're ready to go, you've prepared. Possibly you've partnered up with somebody from our crew, and they're there to help you. I mean, that's part of what I love doing, is trying to find members of our crew. I've run with Chris, I've run with other members of our crew, trying to help pace them and get them through the race course. So we will help find you, and you can find connections within our community with somebody that's running a similar pace to what you're planning on running, and now you've got a partner to kind of help, not only maybe help get you ready for the race as far as the training and hold you accountable, but maybe they're also going to run the race with you, and you can do that together. So yes, we only typically run the 5K for Wine and Dine together as a big group. That doesn't mean you can't find your own small groups and find opportunities to form up your own pace groups, if you will. Disney does provide pace groups. That's another option for you. So if you're familiar with the what I do, which is called the Galloway method, it's a run-walk method. Disney will provide pace groups for the bigger races, the half marathons in particular, and the full marathon, and those pace groups will help kind of know what your intervals are, when you're running, when you're walking, and they will kind of give you a target time for total time to finish the race, and they will keep you on schedule for that time. So that's another thing. So I'm going to put the chat down here for a second and get ready to get my picture taken here. And
I'll stay to the side, let you get that.
We'll make sure that we're getting things ready to go with the photo here. So Chris, avert your eyes. I'm going to take off my outer layer here.
Oh no, not again. Not again, not on camera. Chris asks, did they hand you a balloon and you flew out of the race? Oh, I wish. I always picture the balloon ladies as fairy godmothers. I would never be able to take that seriously. Like, imagine like a sweet old lady with like fairy wings, like threatening you. You better move faster. I'm coming.
It's not even the balloon ladies that are trying to tell you what pace you're on.
It's the bikers. It's the
bikers.
Yeah.
So the balloon ladies are just very encouraging. Hey guys, we've got this. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do this. It's the bikers that are typically telling everybody where they are relative to the paces.
Yeah. You gotta go. Yeah. What is a biker? You gotta go. They're coming.
Yep.
They're coming.
Well, they'll tell you where you are. I mean, hey, the balloon ladies are 4 minutes behind you. The balloon ladies are 2.5 minutes behind you. As Chris and I heard, hey, how are you? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll go to the side here.
You bet. Good here? Awesome.
Yeah, Jill's got a great view of the castle morning.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Keeping y'all busy this morning. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's step over to the side, crew.
Yep.
That's a lot of people with medals.
I was talking about, we didn't really have a chance to show this off, but Marathon weekend is technically over. We still have Christmas decorations.
We didn't really talk about that, did we?
Yeah. Merry Crisis. Merry Chrysler. Merry Christmas.
Merry January.
It's January.
Well, Owen, I believe I'm about to turn into a pumpkin, my friend.
You're gonna have
It is about time to head to the airport so that if my flight does turn out to be on time, I'm not late. So, because for some reason, a lot of people are going to be flying out today.
I wonder why.
The good news is I will not be the first one to come through with a medal, so that shouldn't be a surprise to our friends at TSA.
Yeah.
But crew, it's been a great weekend. We look forward to not only starting the streams back up later this week. Please keep an eye out for Chris to provide updates there. Owen, I don't think you guys are anticipating streaming tomorrow, right? So it'll be sometime later this week at the earliest.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so it really depends. So for those that may be joining late, the Edwards family had a death in the extended family, so Chris and Susan are off dealing with arrangements for that this morning, and they're going to be tied up with that a little bit this week. So that's going to impact the streaming schedule. So just stay tuned. But we will get back to regular streaming here relative to race weekends. The next race weekend we have is at the end of February for Princess Weekend. I plan to be back for that. I'm registered for that. Chris and I will be doing the 10K and a half. And we'll bring back to you a lot of Run Disney content there as well. I imagine there'll be a little bit of expo. We'll definitely do some updates, and then I hope to share with you from Magic Kingdom the Monday after Princess Weekend, another successful Medal Monday.
Yeah.
So Owen, take it from there. What else do we need people to know?
How about we walk towards the tree and talk? Let's walk and talk. So usually we would have a schedule up. Well, not always like streams up, but at least a schedule or an idea of where we're going. Because like what you just said, because we're dealing with this family matter, we do not have a full idea of when and where we are going to be every day. So because of that, I can't really say if we're going to be streaming or if we're going to be streaming at all. So just be sure to make sure you're subscribed and just look out just to see in the next coming days if something pops up. But once that is taken care of, we'll be back to our regular schedule every Monday and Friday. So if you're just joining for the first time, feel free to press that subscribe button to join us in the future. And another reminder, we do book travel. We are travel agents.
So one thing to consider, we were talking earlier about that February registration coming up for Wine and Dine that will happen in October. You can go ahead with a $200 deposit, get your package for room and tickets available for that weekend before race registration.
Yeah,
I guarantee you what will happen is after race registration is complete, a lot of people don't do their room reservations until they know they're in the race.
Yeah.
If you do it ahead of time, you're going to have a lot more options available to you.
It's going to be less expensive because it's not crowded yet. You're going to have way more options. And you're not going to be fighting tooth and nail for a room.
Because what can happen is a lot of times, that time of year is, it is what it is relative to what the expenses are. But if you wait, you go to register and you find out that the moderate and the value resorts are already booked. Yep. So now you're left with nothing but deluxe resorts as your options if you want to stay on property. And I highly recommend staying on property for a Run Disney event. Simply because Disney takes care of everything for you. You don't have to worry about where you're getting and how to get there.
There will always be transportation at your resort to get to wherever you need to go.
Exactly. So, definitely let Disney take care of those logistics for you. It takes more stress off of you and lets you enjoy your run weekend. But yeah, so that registration will be February 11th for Wine and Dine. And if you reach out to Chris and Susan and let them know that you are looking for travel around those dates, they can get you some quotes and get you booked with a package. And that package is fully refundable up to about, I think it's 30 days prior to the travel. So you could go ahead and book it now. And if you end up not registering for the race or not able to get in, that $200 is fully refundable. But if you do get into the race, you've got the resort you want and you're set up. And I haven't gotten my Wine and Dine set up yet. I need to. I'll actually be staying at Pop Century for a Princess, which I'm excited about because we'll talk about it more that weekend. But Pop does things a little different for race weekends. They know they've got a lot of runners that visit Pop for race weekends, so they go a little extra for runners there. And then I've got a slightly different resort, and we'll talk more about that for Springtime Surprise that I haven't had a chance to stay at before. And that's going to be another little logistical interesting thing to see how that goes. But overall, crew, it's been a good day. It's been a good weekend. We got done what we expected to get done. We got the half marathon. We got Chris his Main Street and Castle, run in, and we successfully completed a half marathon. And members of our crew did a lot more than that. Members of our crew completed Dopey. Members of our crew competed their own events, whether it was a 5K, a 10K, a half, a full, or just visiting and creating their own memories here at the parks over the weekend. So appreciate everybody that allowed Chris and Susan to be a part of that adventure for them. And we look forward to working with you in the future as we, kind of look to other future races, future trips. Keep in mind, Susan and Chris don't just do Disney. They do Universal. They do cruise lines. They do all-inclusive resorts. There's cruises coming up. We haven't talked a lot about it today, but there is the Virgin Voyages cruise
that will be coming
up.
Yep.
And then there's Utopia, I think it is, in the summer.
Yes.
And then in next December, you guys are taking a Jingle Time cruise on one of the Disney ships.
I believe it's not I think it's a Dream.
Okay.
I believe.
So that's
Dream or the Fantasy, one of the two.
So
it's
Jingle Time
that class.
cruise next December for those that have been waiting for that Disney cruise, because maybe that's where you prefer to cruise. That's coming up soon as well. So definitely reach out to Chris and Susan and talk to them about all that. But we're here for you, crew. We're here for each other, and that's what this is all about. So Owen, let's wrap it up and start to say our goodbyes here.
Yep. So. Thank you for everyone for joining us today.
What are the 3 things we have to do, Owen?
Be sure to share a smile, share a compliment, and be a sunshine in somebody else's life.
There we go. So crew, thank you for joining us today. It's been a great day, and look forward to the next stream where we'll bring our community back together.
We'll see you guys in the future. We'll see you guys on the parks. You guys have a good one.
Did they see the fact that I actually took my shirt off?
Barber too, yeah.
Please put that back on.
I think they're going to escort me out of the park at this point.
Just don't mention it.
It'll be fine. Nobody will see it.
Yeah, I think the stream's turned off now, so I don't think anyone caught that. It's fine.
Good. So what are we doing next, Sean? Gotta go. Clear.